Yo, what's up guys? It's Hantao, and in this episode or video I'm going to show you a comparison between these two energy drink brands. Now, some of you might know them, some of you might not, and I'm just going to be comparing, some of the upsides, downsides, and just give you guys a little bit more information about the different products so that you can make a better decision on what you want to buy as well. So just to give you more background, I have a degree in honors chemistry at the University of British Columbia. So that University of British Columbia is the top 30 ranking university in the world. And when I graduated, I did a thesis, I think it was 64 pages or something, on synthetic chemistry. So this is more in terms of organic side, but I do understand a lot of the terminology as well as a lot of the different wording that's used. So I'll just try to break it down a little bit so that it's more easier to understand. First of all, let's compare the two tub sizes. So we can see here that in terms of size, the Gfuel and Gsupps tubs are definitely very, very different. So this is the Gsupps one, this is the Gfuel one, as seen by the text. So the Gfuel one, we'll open it and hopefully the shaker doesn't go everywhere. These are the two different scoops. Hopefully that focuses. So the recommendation is for Gfuel, you use one scoop, so this full scoop here, for 12 to 16 ounces of water, or about 2 cups of water. And this is the Gsupps one. The Gsupps one is 1 scoop for every cup, and then the Gfuel one is 1 scoop for every 2 cups. So in the Gsupps one, there's 2 scoops, 2 of the little ones, and then in this one is 1 of the big Gfuel scoops. You can see right off the bat the size is very different compared to each other. And in terms of the water, I let the water run for about 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, so that I could get a consistent water temperature, and then I put in the exact amount for each of the scoops, and I've mixed them both for about 5 minutes, just like shaking them. How's that ASMR? In terms of the ingredients, we can take a look at the label back here for Gsupps. So they use organic caffeine, and there's nootropics and antioxidants. And for Gfuel, if you take a look here, so they have their list as well. Now they do have a focus complex, energy complex, and antioxidants. That's very similar. But the main difference is that for Gfuel, the caffeine is synthesized, and for Gsupps, the caffeine is organic. So synthesized means that it's just made in a laboratory. There's no I guess positives or negatives to each, except one method is the organic way, and it is more expensive, and the other one is cheaper, so you can mass produce it easier. And I have made caffeine as well in a laboratory, so I'm not totally unaware of what it is. And for these two, one of them has a energy complex and the other one has nootropics. So nootropics is kind of like a focus formula, and it helps you when you're gaming or even as a pre-workout, because pre-workouts contain a lot of caffeine as well in order to give you more energy for your daily routines and workouts. So when I did workout or did any of the exercises in the gym, I have used these energy drinks as well for pre-workout. Before we talk more about the different sizes and where they are, I'm gonna give these guys a taste, and I also do have some water in my bottle here as well, just so that I can rinse. And I've had a variety of different Gfuel flavors. This one is the Twisted Candy inspired by Team Caliber, and then I also have tried the Apple Pear as well as some of the flavor packs like Fruit Punch, etc. I think I've had maybe 5 different flavors of G Fuel before, and I've had 3 different flavors of Gsupps. So in terms of the shaker, I mean, they're pretty similar. They also have a little mixer that's kind of like it goes like right here on the inside, and it kind of helps mix both of them. So I mean, I've had Gsupps, and I've tried also a third one as well called Advanced, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about each of them in a sec. So in terms of the taste and everything, I would say that Gsupps is a lot more cleaner, and for G Fuel, there's kind of like a gritty taste. In terms of the flavor, they're both pretty good. The only thing that I don't like about G Fuel is that, I don't know if you can see this, but do you guys see this residue falling down here? Now let me turn this around so that it can rotate the other way. Yeah, do you guys see that? And Gsupps, you don't really have anything in here, so I'll just mix it and then pour it out into this cup because it's black, so you can't see through this. There you go. It's a clear cup. There's no residue at the bottom. I would tilt this, but I might pour it out. But yeah, so it's kind of like having that little bit of cereal when you have it with milk, and then you eat at all of the actual cereal bits, but then there's like that little leftover milk that's kind of like drenched in your cereal flavor, and then you also have like the little pieces of cereal that are at the very bottom. It's kind of like kind of like sand specks. That's what's like at the bottom of the G Fuel here. Here we go. So you guys can see the residue coming, right? And just to let you guys know, of course, I already mentioned both of these have the same water temperature, and in terms of G Fuel, it recommends you use 1 scoop for 12 to 16 ounces, and I use 16 ounces. So if there's less water, that means there's going to be less of the powder dissolved. And I mean, nobody's going to drink G Fuel warm, right? If it was warmer, all the powder could dissolve more because of the temperature increasing, making it dissolve more, but everybody drinks it cold. So there's a little bit of unmixed powder in there that's left over. And for effectiveness, after trying both of these, they're relatively the same. And for focus, I don't feel it that much, depending on your tolerance levels or depending on how well you react to caffeine and other substances, then it could have a different effect. As for is it safe to drink in terms of energy drinks, it's just like, have you ever had Red Bull? Have you ever had Pop? Have you ever had Monster, or even Coca-Cola? Everything that you can eat or drink in excess can be bad for you, even water. So the only thing that I would recommend against is to obviously, don't eat it dry like PewDiePie or some of the other members who eat some of these powders straight from the tub, or also to not take over the recommended daily dose. But going back to the different sizes of the tubs, right? So if in terms of effectiveness, if you can correlate that to how both of these are pretty similar in terms of effectiveness, and the scoop size being a lot smaller for Gsupps, that means Gsupps is more concentrated within the little bit, and G Fuel has a lot more different things that are inside that are acting as fillers. That's why you have a lot of like residue that don't dissolve fully. And the residue that's left in there, I mean, if you can like pour out the G Fuel and discard the nasty parts, then it's honestly not bad in terms of flavor. But you know, when you're making it and drinking it, you don't want to be at the last little bit of sip and then being like, oh shit, you just, you know, ate a bunch of dry powder or like wet powder. That was a product review. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm not going to go into too much of the chemistry side as much. It was merely to let you guys know, you know, I'm not completely stupid in terms of what's inside of both of these. And if you do want to support me and use my code to buy some of these products, you can use code HANDTOWEL in checkout for 10% off. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. If you do want me to go into the chemistry side a little bit more and talk about the different ingredients, then let me know in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed.